All right. Check my test. Yeah. We are live. Are we live? Yes. Good day, guys. This is Practifile again. Another weekend, another headphone or audio products. Yeah, it is let me just see that here. Let me just share my link here so that I can share it to my page. And yep. How are you doing there? I don't have any viewers yet, but it should come. They should come. Oh, hey there. There are. Sorry about that. I didn't see the viewers yet. You're early. AAF 268. AAF 268. Yep. Hello there. I'm going to do the version 2 of the Distant Mountain. I have the first version here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try listening to the first version first, and then yeah, and I'm gonna unbox that and listen to it. So that's the plan. Yeah. All right. Where is my? Usually I share it to the people. Not the people. What am I talking about? All right, I'm done. So yeah, I am just gonna. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna listen to this first, just so that my ears get accustomed to its sound, and it's easier for me to come up with impressions on how the V2, or if they've done any changes. Yeah, it is an on ear. It's basically just this one here. So I had the V1, and it wasn't. Nah, it was not good. It was shouty. The peak was. I know where the peak was. I think it was right around 2. I don't have the measurement, but I can tell that the peak is somewhere around 2, too early. The gain is too early, around 1.5 or 2K. So yeah. And also there's some mid bass. I don't know if this one is priced. Let me just see. All right, so Distant Mountain Roseselsa. Was this like 10th anniversary? Man. What, really? $100? Damn. They better make this good, dude. Yeah, so it's celebrity earphones, hi-fi fashion outfits for retro snap lab camera. Huh. Whatever that means. Hopefully they've made some changes on this though. Like it's, or maybe I can find some Distant Mountain I'm getting used to my new keyboard still, huh? Alright, let's see if there's some graph in here. Is it this one? Oh, they graphed it. See that? So the peak is around there. Wow, I'm surprised they have like very little bit. Yeah, it's just it was not as what I expect. Is it this one here also? Did he graph it? Is this the distant mountain? I don't think it is. Man, I'm not sure. It is detachable before. It is MMCX. So there's really, other than the tuning, I've heard that they've changed the tuning on this one here. Is it this one? You see that? You see that? Dude, you see that? Where is it? Oh my god. Someone side salad. Dang. Like compared to cost is like, yeah, man. Oh dude, that is, let me see it. I'm pretty sure it's side salads. It's probably here. There you guys. Oh, it's a lot actually. So, like, dang, it look like Pinocchio, dude. Like, Mount Everest. Oh my god. Well, yeah, it's the same stuff, really. There's really that peak in there. Oh, man. So, yeah, it's, alright, but let me just get accustomed to its sound first, you know. I can EQ that. Definitely, I can. It's not. No, it is not dark per se. Dark is when, because you see that there's really not a lot of elevation in the bass, so the treble is relative. The everything is relative, okay? So when you see this kind of graph, you don't see a lot of elevation in the bass area. And so even if the treble kind of like, you know, like goes down, it may sound, you like, at least on graph, you may assume that it's dark sounding, but because there's not a lot of elevation in the mid bass, they still show up in here. And that is why, for example, if I say like the DX1, look at that treble in there, dude, with the DX1. On graph, that would be like, wow, where's the treble? You know, but they're not dark because there's not a lot of bass to cover the treble, if that makes sense. So, yeah, they are not dark, just a little different in peak. And so, especially female vocals, is like when they belt, you just had to lower the volume like 5-10 clicks like that, because it can be overbearing. Not, I mean, like, it's still listenable though, but you just know that it's not tonally correct. I did try the Fio, what's this one here? Oh, the JT3 yesterday. I went to a friend's, because he also has, like, he has a complete setup there. He's Filipino, so we're very only few Filipinos here in Idaho. So we just hung out. He's got a complete studio in there. He plays everything. He plays drums. He was he plays a guitar. He's really good at guitars, and he's a new convert to to the drums. So yeah, he recently bought a bass guitar. Anyhow, I tried this there, and yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Very natural sounding as well. And it's open back. Now, the good thing about that is, um, when practicing, at least when practicing, so I just want to hear myself and hear the monitor as well. So it was good. It was good. I don't, of course, this you don't use headphones while you're on stage or playing, but I just thought, well, we're gonna practice, so why not listen to it? So I did try the JT3, and they were really nice. Um, um, man, I still haven't touched the what's this one? The M300? What's the Sivga M300? Dude, like, you know what? Like 5 years ago, yeah, Chi-Fi audio reviews. If you've been into Chi-Fi audio reviews, a lot of people, like, yeah, friends. We consider them as friends. Like in that, how do I say? Is it like batch? Not really a batch. Like users at that time, like 3 to 5 years ago, we were just like we were just consumers and sharing our stuff. Most of them, that I know, they're already reviewing stuff. Um, yeah, most of them are reviewing stuff, um, and I've been, I don't know, like it's just it's not. I'm not sad or something. It's just that, like, seeing your, like, reading your batchmates posts about, like, it's I don't know, but it's just, like, their tone, some of them, their tone has changed once they started reviewing. I mean, we were very, I mean, I shell, but I also critique, but it felt like some of them just, like, just say good things about the product and stuff. And I mean, it's totally okay, and I'm guilty of that too, because, like, when I shell something, um there's gonna be someone who would buy, and there's gonna be someone who will be convinced with my review or something. So I'm trying, as I tried to be transparent as much as possible. um yeah, I actually like the bass on this one here. It's really, it's tight. It's just that too peak, man. That's too high. All right, I think that's enough. That should be enough time for me to get accustomed again to the sound of the distant mountain. They look pretty good, okay? Like, I just wish they sounded better. That's all. But I'm not really a headphones guy. I mean, I can see, I was listening to the JT3. I was like, wow, like, headphones are, it's a good, it's, they say that they sound good, like the sound stage. They're very easy to, like, the stage is believable, very easy to go into that kind of like zone, you know what I mean? But I just can't find a use case. I just can't find a use case for headphones. They're not portable. I don't see myself using it while walking, and I'm a very mobile guy. At home, yeah, definitely, but I just can't find any use case. I wanted to buy that. Do you know that there are good reviews on the recent like headphone? What was that? H1 or something? Uh a headphone D1, yeah. How much is this though? Like, wow, is it really 799? That's a little bit expensive. So, yeah. All right. Let's gonna. Yeah, it can be a good reference. I saw the graph. I mean, I've seen the reviews too. One review, but all right. Anyhow, the unboxing should be fairly similar to the original Distant Mountain. How? I don't remember. Do I pull this? Do I pull? Oh no, it's from the side. All right. And the presentation is actually very good. So you kind of like, oh, never mind. Oh man. So yeah, I have the blue, the headphone. Oops. All right, the headphones are sitting here. Dude, I should put some like a camera or something here. Earpads, souvenir. Why would they put a souvenir? I'm interested. So there's a souvenir in here. What is it? Ooh, gold nuggets. A pen and like a 10th anniversary only. Like only? I mean, yeah. 10th anniversary only. Why would they put only in there? Foam earpads, yeah. I think they have extra. They give you extra earpads. Let me just take this out. So there are already earpads attached to it. Are they lighter? No, it's the same. I would have liked the brown edition though. That looks more retro than the blue. And so with the earpads, I think these are extra. Are they? Yeah, they're extra earpads, but yep, just oh, what? No, they are. There's a hole, so huh, that's interesting. So we're gonna try these later because these ones are like close foams and donut foams. Oh, I didn't know on ear have these kind of foams. So donut foams. Interesting. Okay. And give you more shout. Hopefully not. No. Accessories. These should be the MMCX cable, and what else do they have? Giveaway. Well, they already have a souvenir, and now they have like a giveaway. What would they give away? Oh man, I like. Okay, the postcard. Oh, there's a pretty lady over here. Is this the owner? Let's see. Probably not. 10th anniversary only. I hope you'll have an 11th anniversary, Roseselsa, if you're watching this. Don't put only on there. Sounds like we're gonna go bankrupt and like I don't know, like stand, anime stand, and some manuals. I don't think the manuals are a giveaway. Do. Oh, oh, okay. Oh man. All right. I hate it. All right. Ooh. Oh, okay. New MMC. I think I prefer the previous one though, but this is not bad. So the previous one, it's like, oh, but this is a mic, yeah, or I don't know. It's like wrapped in leather or something. I like that. This one now, it's like an IEM cable. Looks like a regular IM cable, like KZ cable, rubber and tangly. So I'm not sure if this is an upgrade. Hopefully though they upgrade the sound, because oh man. MMCX connectors. Did I get it right? Okay. Man, really? It's that hard? I think I need to hear it snap, right? There we go. Yeah, I know. MMCX are pain. They're a pain in the you know. Okay, let me just put this back and we're ready to go. Dude, it's stuck. How is this? I don't know why it's stuck. Oh, okay. I'll do like that. Hopefully this. All right. Okay. Whew. That was fun. Put Distant Mountain in there. Shivga. All right. I think I'm ready. Or am I? This is a little bit loose compared to. Oh no, it's the same. Okay, is there any chance it like any way to tighten this? But I don't know. Oh man, I should have tangled this at first, but oh, okay. So it's still, I think it's the same. Yeah, definitely it's the same fit. All right, here we go. It does not look and feel like retro. The first version feels more retro in my opinion. Do I have a? No, I can't do this. No, I probably would use Shanling here. Or do I need to use this? Man, I'm confused. Yeah, it's okay. Never mind. All right, let's go testing. Let's start with, again, Unwell by... Yes, it's 3.5. No, it's not 3.5. It's MMCX. MMCX connection. Here we go. I feel like they've never changed the tuning. Never change the tuning. It's the same peak, man. I don't know. Let's try Under My Umbrella. I I think there's lesser bass. I don't know. It it sounds like it's just worse. Hopefully not. Man, do I need to use that donut foams? I'm afraid using that donut foams will just make everything worse. Alright, let's try Playing God. I feel like there's the peak is still there, and I'm not sure if they've done any dampening, extra dampening. Maybe they have, maybe they dampen it, but the peak is still there. So probably just 1 or 2 dB. I thought they would have shifted the peak to like maybe a little bit later, like 3.5. Nah, there is a peak, definitely. I know because the timbre on the rides are different, just different overall. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know how to review this. I should buy it ahead to measure stuff. I mean, I can review. It's just, I don't know. It's fun to talk about graphs. It's not, I mean, like fun, but I feel like there should be some objectivity with reviews because we're talking about convincing people here, you know? Um, and I know that in the hobby, there are people who don't really rely on. I understand that, yeah. It's like graph is not everything, but they are. They are important in a way to filter out which signatures you want and which. Let's say, for example, um, say for example, yeah, like what? I'm trying to think of something here. Yeah, Tangzu Changi. Or okay. All right. Let's just say, for example, the Tangzu Changi. Like, it's very good balanced sound. But it's almost dark sounding. You don't like. There's after the peak, it just goes down there like the treble. So this is, um, yeah, no treble in the Changi really. Just say for example, the person reviewing does not have like a good fit. I mean, this is bullet type. It should have a good fit, but just I don't know. He used the wrong ear tips, and there's a leak, and he said the Changi sounds bright, or for some reason, you know. And you believe that, and you saw the graph, but you don't know how to read it. And when you listen to it, it's like, wow, I thought it was bright. It's dark, you know. So at least it can tell you the signature with the right seal, of course. That's all I that's just my point, you know. I don't believe graphs entirely. I mean, I measure, and most of the time like there will be parts of the frequency that does not translate to how I hear a product. But it doesn't mean that I dismiss objective data. It's just is, you know, that's how it works. It's better that way, you know. Okay, let me just listen to that again. So I'm listening to Walk. Oh man, I wait. I think they did some change here. I'm gonna do AB. Yeah, I think they did change a little bit. Let me just AB that. The vocal sounded more pleasant. So, this is what I hate about doing AB, man. Oh. Um. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they changed it. They changed it. I think probably they dampen it a little bit, so it's 2 or 3 dB less now in the ear gain. But it's still the same peak. Now the thing about that is, oh my god, what do I keep saying about the peak here? Um, Distant Mountain. All right, let me just. All right, so, if you are you familiar with? I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Shower, right? Uh, there is an app that I used to do the app. It's the Harman. What's that? Harman app. I don't know. Harman Listen. I forgot the name. I forgot the name. How to Listen. Yeah, Harman's How to Listen. So you can download it online. I didn't install it in my new PC, but I used to have it in my previous one. And basically, Harman before, with their listening test, the testers, and that's how they get their sample. They are Harman trained. When you say you're Harman trained, you went to, or you passed the Harman How to Listen app, and it's very good. It is a very good app. It really like there's a band, there's frequency you can practice, like where's the dip, where's the peak. It is a very good app if you really want to be like a Harman trained. So you would know what is what is colored, what is, like different kinds of test. So you might want to experiment on this. I did this, and I didn't really finish it because I didn't see the point of me finishing it, but only because I have my own target and there are limitations to this application. My point is, I could finish this one here if just, but it takes time, really. Like, you have to do it every day and train, like peaks and dips like that. Anyhow, my point is, I'm going to see the graph here at face value, because whatever peaks, like this one here at around 2.5, yeah, 2.5k region, it really does alter timbre, especially with the ride cymbals. Like, I play drums and I hear cymbal timbre and like all the toms and snares every day, and I know how they sound like, although I'm just using an electric drum. But still, I mean, I know how drum sounds. I know it's a little bit limited, but the thing is, with this speak in here, it does change the timbre. And my point is, with the original version, the Distant Mountain, you hear that it's just real and natural. Um, and the it's really forward in there. It's not really that different with the V version 2. You still feel that there's a little bit of uh change in tone and timbre in there, but it's not as intense. It's not as intense. Yeah. Or maybe no change at all. That's why I said probably max 3 dB. It could be just the volume too, you know. Different cable can have different impedance. Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's still it's probably I'm done. I'm done with my live stream. So the bass is about the same. Like there's really not a lot of bass going on. Oh man, no. It's that was shouty. You know what? They probably just are the same. They probably are just the same. I don't know what change they did, but and I don't know how to review that. Like reviewing the same product again. Harukana Yama. Yama is like mountain. Harukana. Probably that means distant. Harukana. Haru. Haru is. I don't read kanji, but at least I know mountain. This one here, that's like the mountain. Like kanji is like just Chinese derived. Man, I need to level up my Japanese. Anyhow, yeah, it's I know, man. It's awful. It really is. For 99 bucks, man, like I don't know. Like the JT3, dude. This is like $69 with a very good comfort and very good build. It's plastic, but like a lot of people should review this. I don't know why. Not a lot of people are reviewing this. I'm actually thinking of buying a cable. I mean, they're warm because there's some mid bass in there, but they're probably not reference. But they're good. They're balanced sounding, yeah. Yeah. Coming from the distant mountain to here, this one just got darker. You see that? You see the impact on testing different headphones. That is because your brain adapts so quickly, you know, like a bright IM can be normal sounding after a few hours or days of listening. And when you switch, especially when people review, your impressions are gonna change. And that's why it makes more sense for me to do this kind of live stream. Like I do my first impressions because the first impressions can be a little bit different, but I try to make my first impressions as controlled as possible What I mean by that is before I do my first impressions, I try to listen to a neutral IM or a neutral sound first, which I do every night anyway. I use an earbud to watch YouTube and stuff like that just to reset my ears. I just like listening to that as well. I'm probably gonna buy a new one though, the Yincrow X6. Anyhow, but today I wanted to, because I had the older model of the Distant Mountain. So what I did is, of course, um, listen to it because I'm gonna be comparing both, and so yeah. And so yeah, it really is like um and I know how it feels to get ear fatigue, man. I lived in Japan and I went to earphones almost every weekend. When like during my first year in Japan, I go to earphones and I listen to, like, I get excited listening to like the first three IMs, and then on the fourth and the fifth, I don't know what to say anymore. It feels like it's, like my judgment. I knew that my judgment is not accurate. So that's why I had to, like, when I go there, I only listen to one or three. I kind of like space them out because if I listen to more, then it's gonna alter my perception on sound. So yeah. What I'm gonna talk? I was supposed to receive the NF Audio NM25. It is their latest edition, I think. NF Audio and let's. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it next week. Yeah, it's still DD, right? Oh, they're NF Akos now. I have the NA20, different colors. Now the thing about NM20 or like NF Akos, they're very good for stage use. And what I mean by that is, yeah, let me show you how they graph here. NM20. Do I have the NM20? I do not have NA20. Okay. Let's see the NA20 and NA2 to a plus. It's really peaky, right? That peak in there. Yes, it's mostly V-shaped, and do you know why? Because they market this as a for stage, and it makes more sense. And a lot of audiophile, that's why it's very hard to combine the like a musician mind and an audiophile mind. You just can't do it because the brain is wired differently. So when you when you play music, you have a different need. You don't care about timbre, because like, especially if you know what an instrument, you like when you play drums. I don't want to know, like, oh yeah, this is what my oh man, like the cymbals are very clear. No, you're not looking for that. You're looking for accuracy, man. Like when you're on stage, and what important thing for IMs on stage is the seal. Imagine playing drums. Oh, Masha. Imagine playing drums, the seal breaks, and your hands are tied. Your hands are tied. You can't even adjust it. I mean, like if you're a bassist, it's pretty easy, like just a few seconds adjust it. Because the drums is gonna the drummer is gonna, how do I say it? Like, what's the English term for that? Like kind of like save you or something. And like when you play music on stage, like anyone can fail except the drummer. That's my point. Um, so seal is very important, and the thing is, it has to have bass. It has to be a more like V-shaped because it has to have enough bass because of the noise. Like the crowd is gonna be very noisy. And your actual instrument is also noisy because you're near. I mean, for a drummer's perspective, of course, if you're playing guitars and bass, it barely even makes a sound. But for the drums, they are loud, so it has to have bass. Yeah. And you know that peak in there? That is for click tracks, if you ever have click tracks. Otherwise, these are gonna get drowned with noise. If you don't elevate them, these are gonna get drowned with noise. So there is, I don't see myself using like a neutral tuned IM on stage. Are you kidding me? No one's gonna use a neutral tuned IM on stage. Well, if you're a vocalist, maybe, yeah, but still, I think, and that's just different, you know, and that's just different. You really cannot combine audiophile and what's this one here, and musicians. It's just hard. Yeah. But yeah, they're very precise though. The NF audio, they're very precise on the bass and they're very snappy. Impedance also plays a big role on stage because like you want to have the freedom to change your volume, right? Like if that headphone has a very high impedance and your interface can only handle as much, like you're screwed. Because sometimes when you're on stage, you're like in volume wars. You wanna like increase because you can't hear, and you know, I mean, there is a mixer anyway, but I know there's usually a guy who mixes. But my point is, yeah. NF audio. So yeah, NF25. I'm not sure if they have graph. NM25, is it? Oh, there is. I don't know what to feel about that. Am I getting the NM25? They already have it. Yeah. So okay, that's a lot of peak, dude. That is a lot of peak. What do I have before? NA20 and NA2 plus. Let's try tone deaf. NA. Oh man, like why did they put like a 2K peak in there? No. Anyhow, again, they market this as stage. I don't know what to feel about it. They just put like a 2.5K in there. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe that can mitigate the 5K peak, but let's see. Let's see. Oh man. Oh, wait, I didn't show you. Oh my god. Why am I doing this? Right, so I was showing the graph here. The NF Akos NF25, that's from high end, and so as you can see, NA20, they put like a peak in there. So I'm thinking they removed a filter. Okay, this is what it looks like for me. or they changed a filter. So when you put a filter, sometimes it affects different kinds of frequency. If you know a filter, that filter, there are three filters in an IEM. One is the vent holes, because usually if it's a DD, there are going to be vent holes. You're gonna put a filter in there. Another filter is from the DD, the driver. There's a filter in there, and the last one is the nozzle if you also want to change. So there are different filters. And that's basically how. No, it's that's not the only way to tune it. Also, if the driver is like the acoustic shell design inside, that also, because there are no tubes for DDs, right? It's just the DD and where it's facing. So the acoustic structure on where the dynamic driver is sitting also affects the sound, because then it would, frequencies would bounce. Anyhow, my point is this looks like a filter change. I'm not sure if they've changed the dynamic driver or whatever. It feels like they have the same internal structure, because they share the same peaks, and like overall it's like the NF audio, NF echoes house sound. And so you remove the filter here, and you get lesser bass, but more, and then more pronounced peak. Because there's already a peak. You can see here that there's a peak that's been dampened, and when you dampen that peak, it probably increased the bass here. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. Yeah, that's how I see it. Right there. So this is gonna sound bright. This is gonna sound bright. Yeah. But I don't have it. I don't know when they're gonna deliver it, but I think this weekend. I'm also getting, what else am I expecting to get? Nice HC case dongle, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna make a review on the JT3. I'm gonna post my review on the SimGod EG280, and man, the Sivga M300. Let me listen to the Sivga again. Maybe they would sound better if I put full foams. Why haven't I thought of full foams? Let's put full foams in them. But oh yeah, they sounded muffled, didn't they? Thought I remember they sounded muffled. Where's the right one here? Okay, this is the problem. They should make it easier. I don't know, like, has someone measured this? The what's this brand here? M300? Oh, there it is. That's what I thought, dude. Yeah, man. That I know. It's the same peak. I could tell that the peak is before 3K because it does sound a little off in timbre, and compared to the what's this apple called? Polar Night. Because when you go Polar Night, if we look at the graph of the Polar Night, who has it? Yeah. Um it kind of like similar, but they're more full sounding actually. Or maybe yeah, see that? They have some bass. This makes more sense for me. This graph makes more sense for me. So they have some bass, and the gain is really not just 2K. There, it extends until like the 4K, and then like a good balanced sound. But um, it's different with man. Like look at that with. It's just a peak and then goes down, and this makes cymbal or like any timbre really really strange. Um. And I mean, like, do you know, like, even EB2S? Let's see who graphed EB2S. No, I don't. I don't like this kind of downward trend on that. EB2S is like a $20, and they're really good. There's a little bit of challenge matching there, but they're really good for like $20 or something. But yeah, no other people measure the EB2S. They have the Pro though. I feel like the Pro is much brighter. I don't know. Yeah. Why did they do this? Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no bass. It's yeah, I can see where the details come from. Because like people say there's a lot of details and stuff. No. Polar Night. Does he have? Okay, so it's warmer then. Like you can see that the Polar Night is warmer. It's like he scored it B. Does he have other models here? CCA craft ears do know. His ear. Oh, he's got the Azul. Cool. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, sure, but dude, like this Sivga is like, how much are these? Like $69? Dang, that's a lot. It is expensive, dude. Earbuds rarely mess up timbre, and I don't know why they sound like that. I'm not sure if I have a defective one though, but man, that's like, yeah. What else do I have here? Yeah, I guess that is it. No other release really. Oh, the Harrier. Hi-Fi Go said like, yeah, they were gonna send me the Juicy Harrier. Is it? Or did I spell it wrong? What was that? Juicy. Yeah, Harrier. 6BA, 2 microplanars, and 1 DD. 299. Who's doing the giveaway? There's a giveaway. It's a tribrid. Okay. Anyway, yeah. It's a, I don't know. Hopefully, they graph good because it has that planar. Not the Defiant, man. Hopefully not the Defiant. Yeah, they've actually released it already. But I don't know. I think no one has graphed it yet. Oh, I think this is the graph of the Harrier. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. There's a crossover here. Let me just double check on that. No, this shouldn't be it. But I saw like this graph here. This is not the pure graph. This is not the pure graph. But I saw it was like this. So yeah. This is tuned by Squiglink. It should be with MRS or Mark Super Reviews. And there's a tuck. Yeah, it should be. I feel like this is gonna be like a better Horizon. Yeah, I didn't really like the Horizon. A lot of people liked it, but the Horizon just, you know, I don't know, like let's see there. The Horizon has a, and I explained before about like a lesser bass, right? If you have a lesser bass, especially a tuck at 150, this treble here is going to be more pronounced. Like say for example with the DX1. The DX1 does not sound dark at all because of that less bass in there. Just very linear bass, and they don't sound dark. It's just enough. And how much more with that bass from the Horizon they lifted up with this one here, and so that's why, yeah, was a bit too bright. So I'm excited with the Harrier because at least on graph it looks like they've toned that a little bit. Now oh, I have one coming. I have the Duno 242 and one for something. I'm looking forward for that. Duno 242 and one for something. Duno, I don't know, like Duno 142 is it? Ah, man. Is it? Yeah, 142 and 242. 242 and 142. Yep. So I'm getting those. So very, very excited for that. And I hope I can, you know, like they'd send me the Hi-Fi Go sends me the what's this one here? Harrier, because that is gonna be nice, you know. There's a lot of microplanars out there. It's like they're skipping ESTs. Mega 5.7 is also they don't, I think they're not releasing the Mega Fast anymore because maybe of the cost. But yeah, they're doing the microplanars now. There is something about the microplanar's timbre though. Like they are very incisive. I feel like they're better than BAs in that regard, but you really need to control them because they have the tendency to be dry sounding in the treble. That's what I felt. You really have to control them and tone them down because they can be dry. And again, one of the best implementations of microplaners that I've tried is the Meteor. Just so smooth. Look at that, man. Like the Meteor is just very, very good sounding. Like, dude, it is very, very natural sounding. But my like just the bass, dude. Like, what is wrong with that bass? Like, it looks a lot on graphs, but actual listening is like, what? Like, it was, I don't know. It lacked impact. Maybe it's just a seal, but I don't think it's a seal. I used the Venus Velvet in there, and so yeah. I'm ready to change the battery. Let me just turn this off real quick here. Alright. So the Meteor is the one to beat when it comes to microplanars in the treble. So yeah. Oh man, Meteor is so very natural sounding, very good actually. Like they can like reference sound for this. But with the ESTs though, they have that distinct how do I even call it? There's that distinct tail end of the cymbals that is very, very close to how a cymbal would sound. Yeah. Like, and I have noticed that with every ESTs that I have tried, that cymbal timbre is pretty good. With ESTs are good at that. And I feel like the microplanars, they're better at handling those the higher frequencies, but also you need to control them. But they're not as natural as the ESTs. They're weird driver memeing here, okay? But I don't know. I can hear the difference though. Like, so yeah, a lot of people say like driver memes and stuff like that. Like, these are recognized brands. Like Sonyan is. Are they from where are they from? Sonyan. Where are they based? I think they're based in somewhere Europe. Forgot. They, they're okay, yeah. Yeah, they're Dutch or something. Norway, I think. Somewhere in Europe, yeah. But my point is, like, these brands, they don't. There's a reason why there is a different price tag for the different drivers they are producing. They're doing research. They're just not like, okay, let's sell this for like $100. Oh, this one looks cool. We're gonna sell this for 50. I mean, if we're talking about like that's what it's like. I feel like that's their rhetoric of people who says like driver memes, and like there's really no. Why would companies custom because again, they don't want to. The thing about custom, they can buy the products from them, get the license, but if they're gonna change it, I think there's a licensing fee when you like change the frequency, because that is a patented product. You're not supposed to change that. And so when they custom it, they delete the name, they scratch it, and then they say it's custom. And so they don't pay, because what happens is if they don't delete that name, and then the frequency, if like for example Knowles or Sanyan finds out that they've changed the frequency, I think they're gonna have to pay for that, because that is not the intended product, right? There's a lot into it than just selling drivers, you know. And that's why, so, and there's a lot to it in a way that there are expensive Masha-kun, there are expensive drivers, and there's a reason for that. And they've researched it. I don't know, like I don't know, maybe I'm just naive to trust companies, but there is a reason why. And Knowles as well. And so my point is, I hear different driver configurations. So like a DD is more complete because it's just from one transducer, and that's why people think that it's natural sounding, because we've been used to hearing different music from a single transducer, especially from speakers, right? There's no like hybrid speakers. I mean, like there are, but most of the time it's just from a single transducer, and we're used to that. Like even with studio monitors, you know, like they're from a single speaker that measures really flat. Well, sometimes they have like a tweeter for the high frequencies, but basically for us that sounds more natural. Dynamic driver. And then when you go to hybrids, the sound is a little bit different in a way that I can hear, or a lot of people, not, I'm not sure if there's really a lot, but there are people who can hear coherence. What I mean by that is, so for example, the low frequencies is handled by the dynamic driver, and they sound thick and full. The sound is to have the whole frequency spectrum is supposed to sound thick and full, but they stop at a certain frequency because the BAs now handle that area. Now what it does is, you feel like when the bass are hitting, they're thumpy, but it feels like the cymbals are coming from a different kind of source. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like people might not bother about this. Is just about, you know, that's I don't know. I feel like audiophiles really have a lot of time to dig into like the nuance of anything. But that's just it. I just feel like, yeah. And especially with planars, and it's been repeated, a lot of reviewers hear about a lot of reviewers hear about planars, that, you know, planars are good for the bass, and I agree to some extent, because they don't really muddy up everything, and they have a character, like if you don't dampen them, they have that planar sheen, because the way they work is they don't really bounce up and down, and they do the side, and so it makes them I'm not sure, I'm not even sure if it's stability in the high frequencies, but they do exhibit high frequency distortion, and that's why. So yeah, I mean, and I know, like if you also distort the BAs, if you push the BAs to some extent. They would graph like planars and they would probably sound like 1, 2, because, like, but it's just that a DD will not do that in the higher frequencies because it's just a limitation of physics. Um, so there's just more movement with planars compared to DDs, and so which makes sense. Um, so microplanars are able to capture more frequencies in the upper area, like especially in the upper treble. But look at this. This is very, very well implemented. Look at that. Like, it's so well controlled. It is so well controlled. And I think Kryn is going to do a collab on the Meteor. I think he's going to do like a V2 of this. I think he's gonna lift the bass, or I don't know, tuck it. But I'm worried though. Like, if he would lift the bass, this is gonna sound dark. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, this is already okay on its own. It does look V-shaped in there, but it sounds reference. It sounds almost near neutral. So I'm worried that if Kryn were to increase the bass in here, this is gonna sound dark. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd have to increase the bass in here and maybe lift a little bit of the treble, maybe until this part here, and yeah, it's gonna sell out. Otherwise, just stick to the Meteor for a reference sound. That's just, yeah. I'm excited for the Duno though. Like, are there graphs already? Oh, there is. Tone Deaf Monk 2 has a 2. Oh no, I don't want to. Did I see? No, Oh no. Oh no, I haven't. Did I see? Oh man, I'm not supposed to. I forgot. That's funny. I'm not supposed to look at the graphs because I don't want to be biased. Ah. I didn't see it. Man, I saw it. Anyhow, yeah, that's the fun in and I am on it. I accept that we have biases, and especially with graphing, there's a lot of bias to it, you know. So that's why, like, I want to make sure that when I listen, I have never seen, as much as possible, I want to make sure that I haven't seen a graph. That's so that it's more fun because I want to draw, right? But recently I didn't have any IM to draw. Did I do the EG280 though? I forgot. I should have drawn that. Did I do that last time? Maybe I did. Oh man. Okay, how about 142? Let me do the, if they have the 142. No 142? Is it really one? Let me just double check. I am pretty sure they were gonna send 2 products. Oh, just CCA just messaged me. Okay. Bear with me. 142 and 242. Yeah, it is 142 and 242. But no graphs on the 142 yet. Yeah. Did someone graph it or no? I said I don't want to. Oh. Yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if you're still there. Who's this guy here? AAF 268. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have a busy. Oh man, but I can't. Oh. Next week I have to have my tires changed at 9:40, so I might do an earlier stream and then maybe leave at 9. So I maybe do the stream around 9 a.m. EST, leave at 9, and have my tires changed for winter. Winter's coming. Oh man, I'm excited to do snowboarding. Woo. But yeah, thank you so much guys for wasting your time with me. All for content, really. Yeah, I think that is it. Some newcomers here. I do appreciate if you're watching this from the future. I do appreciate a little subscribe button. Oh yeah. I have not. I may want to borrow like Punch Audio stuff if they have some. I may want to borrow. I want to try that too. But they seem like they're said, like a lot of reviewers what's this one? Recommend the Martillo. I call it Martillo. In the Philippines it's called Martillo. Martillo, yeah. Martillo is hammer, right? Never tried it though. Yeah, I think I can. I'm gonna ask Jatis or maybe Paul if they have the Martillo. Why? You have a specific question about the Martillo? It feels like the Martillo killed the hype out of Fat Frick. Like a lot, I don't feel. I feel like Martillo hammered down Fat Frick. It's like, yeah. They can be very good for basehead though. Like. Dude, that sub bass though, cut at 200, this is gonna be nasty. Yeah. That is nasty. Astral? Kiwi Air's Astral? Yeah, Astral looks good. Okay. So it's a hybrid, right? 10 driver and 6 BAs. Let me just show you what I'm doing here, just so that you'll have fun. I'm doing my research. Hobby Talk. Nah, it's not. There's really not a lot of impact in there. There is, I mean, yeah, because it's just, how many is it? Like 60, it's not even 10 dB of elevation. So this is how you, I'm pretty sure you already know how to read graphs, right? But the base is going to be different in every rig, only because, you know, there's a lot of factors like the seal and stuff. And so I'm seeing that, like, even with, say, for example, here, it's consistent. So it's around like the same level as the gain. So not a lot of change there. The gain is like 10 dB, right? This is 60 and this is 70. Masha. Masha-kun. So with the base, it feels like it's only like 6 dB, 10 dB difference compared to like the Martilio that is like 15? 15. Dude, that difference in there. $15 dB of bass. What I do, let's see, do they have the Dyna Quattro? Oh, okay. So he does have the Dyna Quattro. So I'm not sure what you think. Martilio, right? Martilio does look much bassier. This is what my comparison. I really wanted to compare both actually. Because for me, that bass on the Dyna Quattro hits harder because of that passive radiator. I'm a fan of passive radiators when they're well implemented because it gives that extra dimension to the bass, really. And my point being is, I feel that the SimGot EA1000 is still one of the best bass for me. It's not a lot. I know it's not a lot, but that passive radiator does everything. Like, it's the only IM I scored 3.5 on the bass. Will EQ help? Man, Astral. Will EQ help with the Astral? Yeah. Okay. Try. You only need. Okay. You just bring. Target. So you try this EQ here. So I want to target first. Okay, so first you do. Yeah, I think this is 15K. Let's just do 15K. Q value of, yeah, let's do 0.5 minus 3. No, that's minus 3. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, so no. All right, let's go back again. 15,000. Oh no. 15,000. You do PQ, and you can do from high B, or if ever you have like, and then minus 3. Did it do anything though? Didn't do anything. Why is it not doing anything? Why is it not working? Let's try a different Astral. Okay, let's try Paul. Yeah, because I think the reason is it's this peak in here. Yeah, it's really not about the bass, but I talked about like this one here. The 15,000. I'm gonna make it as wide as possible because that thing is wide. Dude, it doesn't do anything. Why? Can I target 14,000 then? Minus. Oh fuck, no. I screwed it up. So it's still the same. I thought it's like, okay, gain is -3. Q value of 0.5. There. Ah, no. I want to do -5 on that. So really lower that area in there. Really lower that area. And that should do the trick. You just, yeah, or maybe you can even, yeah, I think a 0.5 value is okay. If not, you wanna lift the mid bass. Let's see. No, that's already a lot of mid bass actually. -5. So yeah, I like his graph better though. So there's a cut at 200. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can do target 200, a gain of, I don't know, 2, Q value of I don't know, 0.7. Let's see. Yeah, like that. Maybe you can change the gain to like maybe 1 or 2. And yeah, you can do a print screen on this. Like if you do the high frequencies first, you target that area in there, and it seems very similar to like in every rig. It seems like there's a peak there at 15,000. So you lower it down. If you still feel like there's no hit in the bass, then you increase the mid bass. You target the 200 hertz, and it's gonna look like that one. Yeah, that looks better, right? Like I don't suggest increasing the sub bass because I feel like the driver is gonna clip. Yeah, but maybe it depends. But you can try that. Try high B or UAPP, or I think Power Amp has those. But I feel like if you just start with the treble first, it's gonna sound pretty okay. Or experiment with both. That's the only thing you need, really. So again, with EQ, you don't want to do addition first. You want to do deductive. So reduce first and then make the, because again, if you, this is my point in here. So if you feel like there's not a lot of bass, you reduce the treble and bass will come out. You know what I mean? And if you feel like you want to increase the treble, you reduce the bass and the treble will come out. So you do reduction first before adding. That is the rule of thumb with EQ. Even with studio mixing, it's always deductive, no addition. It's always deductive because again, every frequency is what's the term? Relative. Okay, they are relative. Oh, you're back from lunch. We're just talking about EQ here. He got the Astral and he wanted more bass impact. There's really not a lot of bass impact here. Looking at the original graph, it just looks so clean. Plus, there's a peak here, which is going to be, yeah. And it's almost the same problem as the Horizon. Look at this. The Horizon actually sounds really good. Yeah, it's almost like the same as the Horizon, right? But there's a lot of elevation here in the treble with the Horizon. And in my Horizon review, I reduced the treble and increased the bass, and that did it for me. So looking at the graph here, it probably won't have a lot of impact too. But they're clean. What's up today? Yeah, I just unboxed the Roseselsa, their new Distant Mountain 10th anniversary. I don't know what change they made. Maybe they changed the cable and the color, but for sound, there's very minimal or maybe no change at all. So yeah. For a while, guys, I really have to pee. Just very quick. All right. When was Shogun 2? Shogun 2? Is it like the Shogun? Oh man, I really wanted to watch Shogun 2, but I think they're only available in it's not on Netflix, right? Oh, is it like a game or something? Not the series? All right. So yeah, next week expect me like doing 3 IMs. It's going to be the NF Akos NM25 and hopefully the Duno 242 and 142. Yeah. And a nice HAK dongle series not released. Yeah, I haven't seen the season 1 of that though. But I think they're available on, I don't know, like Disney or something. Hulu. I'm not subscribed to Hulu. Yeah. You know what? The Astral Peak, I don't think this is it can be spicy, but that's a lot. It's going to sound like a planar. I know because it's not narrow. It is wide. So this gives an airy presentation. But that airy presentation also makes the base lighter. Does Paul have the horizon? Yeah, the horizon in comparison is like the peak of the horizon is narrow, right? And so that's why you get that I know. They're very close actually, just graph wise, but it looks like yeah, it's a little bit airy, balanced sounding. 11:11 video? Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna... When is 11:11? Oh my god. I'm too late. Too late for that. Oh my god. 11:11. Yeah, I forgot about that though. What are some sales going on? Let's try Linso. Okay, let's see here. What do they have? They have coupons, gold pass, clearance. Okay, there's some clearance in here. Oh wait, I'm sorry about that. You're all right. There you go. So let's see here. Featured Singolo 31. Dude, that is it's irrelevant. If they said it's not selling, guys, you know that this man, I feel sorry for the people really, like EDC, Freya. What else? Sold out. Gimlet is sold out. FD5. Galaxy MS3. What? Origin. There's, yeah, a lot of sale going on though. How about Hi-Fi Go? Yeah, the sales are not as good as, yeah, that's what I thought. I don't really hear. Have you realized if BA versus microplanners really sound different in the treble, even if the graphs? Good question. They will never graph similarly because they behave differently in physics. Masha, Masha-kun. They will never graph similar because the driver is different. And it's just inherent to the driver. The BAs will behave differently, especially in the treble. You can make them sound the same, maybe from the lower mids and maybe until like 8K. You can do that. You probably won't notice. And the only difference is probably how they handle sub bass and treble, because they behave differently from there. Now, with the higher frequencies, if you know how frequencies work, you vibrate faster the higher, right? The higher it is, the vibration is faster. But now that has something to do with the physics and the materials used. So planars are just quicker because they're on a plane. They're moving on a plane compared to a DD where it has to go up and down, and the material has to resist that kind of movement. With planars, it's not resisting anything, and so that's why it can technically produce high frequencies better than DDs, if that makes sense, right? So when you say if they graph the same, that's a little bit hard to achieve. Because again, it's like, why would you make them graph similar? Yeah, it's just the way it is. But once you achieve that though, like I'm gonna give a point here. Once you achieve that, they are going to sound close. So what I mean by that is, for example, say for example the variations. This is very freaking ESTs. That's like variations versus the meteor, okay? Now look at that. So variations has an EST. But Moondrop was able to, not really little bit similar, but they were able to tame that energy there with the planar from the meteor, and so it's not as peaky. And that's why I said the meteor is probably one of the best or the smoothest implementation of microplanars that I've heard. Because look at that, it's just so smooth. Does it sound like an EST? Probably not. But probably to the point where you don't mind at all anymore. It's just very, very smooth. So they will just behave differently. Let's see. So Paul has the Horizon, and I think he also has the EPZ P50, right? I was wondering how the P50 graphs though. Look at that. So remove that. So P50 is probably better in terms of, you know, like these peaks in here. This is also a planar, right? Microplanar. So the Horizon is really just over boosted. Yes, Meteor's treble is microplanar. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know they are very good. Um, but yeah, man, my keyboard is new, so yep. So 1DD 2B a 4 planar in-ear monitor. So it is a planar there. Um, it's very smooth. I'm not. I've never heard the EPZ P50, but it looks like it's okay, maybe. Favorite ear tips? The Venice Velvet. Um, yeah, the Venice Clear. Is it the Clear? No. What's it called? It's not Clear. The Venice Silicone something. It's I don't know. A Prism. Prism, Velvet, Spiral Dots, JVC Spiral Dots. They're expensive. P50 is just Daybreak? Really? Oh, okay. That makes sense. P50 is just Daybreak, yeah. Maybe just a damper in there. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it looks like just a dampen. It even looks like P50 is better. I feel like I'm gonna like the this dip in here is too abrupt for me. The Daybreak almost sounded dark, almost dark. But this dip in here at 6K also brings that bass in there, I feel like. So that's why the Daybreak may sound a little bit bassier because of they dampen this area here. So yeah, you will get more perceived bass with the Daybreak, I guess. So, and it feels like the EPZ does sound more balanced. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I had an idea that they were manufactured by the EPZ because of that dongle. The protocol. But dude, why aren't people reviewing the melody? Why are people reviewing that? It's crazy. It's only 30 bucks with PQ. And they're selling the are there? Yeah, I mean Ian did this 2 months ago. I reviewed it a month ago, but Portify. Yeah, but I don't know. Not a lot, like only 5 people. Daybreak has a 10K peak. Yeah, the 10K peak is noticeable because of that dip. But you won't notice that with the EPZ because it has an elevation here around 5K, so it kind of like masks it, if you know what I mean. That's why this dip here makes these areas more noticeable, if you know what I mean. Like the abrupt dip in there makes these noticeable. Yeah. But because the P50 has some elevation here, it kind of like masks that brightness in there. I don't know. I've never heard the P50 yet. I'm just assuming based on graphs. But going back, like they were selling the what was that again? The the protocol for like $100. Um And Snow Sky Melody is like 40. Sounds good though. $30, I guess? I think it's 30. Aren't they selling it? 39. Why eBay? Why they sell it at 80 bucks in here? It's 39. Yeah, 40 bucks. This is amazing. Yeah. Best I am under 300. I'm gonna have to do my cheat. No, you know what? I'm gonna do like I put special in here, but I think I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. So I'm gonna do honorable mention. Honorable mentions. What I mean by that is in every category, I'm gonna write honorable mentions. Okay, fine. Oh, what did I do? Okay, fine. Quatio is honorable mention in this price range. Fission. Just so that I don't forget the other good stuff too. The Juice Ear. What was that? Defiant. All the other stuff that didn't reach it. The Horizon is in this price range. Lush is here. So 300, this is, no, under 300, you say? Man, under 300 though. Can you buy the S15s less than 300? If you're able to get the S15s and you don't, if you're fine, yes, S15. 229, 269, is it? From Let's Sure? Linsol selling it for 329 though. But Let's Sure is selling it 229. So it should be S15s for me. Rockies is 499. Crescent, yeah, it should be S15s though. I can't think of any. Yeah, should be S15s. You're about to get the volume. You're gonna like the volume S. The volume S, dude. Like if you play drums, dude, it's crazy. It almost the cymbals on the volume S is very, very, very realistic. You're gonna have fun with it. Did I put the volume S in here? No, I did not. So good that you reminded me. So volume S is good, yeah. So if you're coming from the Kima 2, dude, okay. So the volume S treble is almost like Meteor, okay? What I mean by that is, let me just remove the, okay, let's, so it's gonna have the same glide as you can see there. It's not gonna be like a departure from the tonality because it's gonna be an upgrade in terms of bass texture, which is important for drummers. We like bass, of course, but we want quality bass. But it may sound a little bit too warm if you're coming from the Duno Kima 2, but everything is just gonna sound more refined. It is a good upgrade. Look at that. It's a good upgrade. Very, very just very natural sounding treble. Very natural sounding treble. So if you see the Meteor, look at that. Like I said about like the Meteor very smooth. The volume S is just like following that curve in there. Just, you are gonna like it. You are gonna like it. So The only reason why the volume S didn't reach S rank, because I expected a lot from the bass, having that it has a passive radiator. Um, I was expecting it to have like maybe tighter. Sometimes it can be slow, but still, I think I scored it A plus. Did I score it S though? I'm not sure. I forgot. Why didn't I write it here? Volume S. Oh, it's here. Freaking yeah, it's an S rank for me actually. So yeah. So you're good. I.O. Valere. No, I have not heard of Valere. Have I? No, I have not. But I have tried the Sonyo. But I think they graph the same, right? The Sonyo and the Valere. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah. Wow, that's like more bassy and with upper treble something. Yeah, I forgot about the volume S. Yeah, volume S is probably also why did I miss that? So it's either Let's Sure S15, the volume S. Yeah, for me. You can endgame with volume S. I really like that. It's yeah, I like the volume S. Yeah, I know. Yep, I know. Especially when you're doing covers, dude. Like, I mean, of course, there's a you can cheat. Like we can read you know, like read notes. It's easier that way, but sometimes there are some nuance, you know, like say for example, do you know Josh Dunn, the drummer of what's that, like 21 Pilots? Like every drummer, they have the thing about this is what audiophiles don't. Okay, this is the thing. Now, audiophiles are so obsessed with reproduction, right? Music reproduction. I know it is getting boring. This is what it feels like. No, this. Let me explain this a little bit. So a lot of audiophiles and in the hobby, they're so obsessed with music reproduction, but they don't have proper reference. I'm not saying that it's bad. Like even reviewers, they don't have proper reference in a way that, say for example, Chad Smith snare does not sound like Josh's Dunn's snare, because every drummer has their own like tuning of their instruments. But most audiophiles, they probably think that yeah, it sounds like a snare. But for drummers like you and I, we know that you know that a snare is tuned high or the snare is tuned low, and it's fine. It's fine. That is their they create, that is their kind of like how do I say, that is their signature sound, you know, like but the thing about guitars is a little bit tricky because it goes to the interface and you only know the actual tone if you complete the circuit, you know, like and you have the amplifier and you hear it. It's different with drums because you hear the sound not coming from the speaker, it's from the drum itself. So you know if your snare is tuned high, tuned low, your toms are tuned high, tuned low, stuff like that. But it's just funny for me, like when people reference like, yeah, the snares on this one here. So say for example, for Josh's Dunn's. So I think I read somewhere about Josh's Dunn's drum, and someone said like the drums sounded dull. And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean dull? Like Josh Dunn's snare is deliberately tuned low that it almost sounded like a tom, and that is his signature snare sound. He has to hit it really hard. If he only hits it like, it's gonna, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense, and that's, and that's what audiophiles are missing. They don't have a proper reference when they talk about instruments. I'm not saying that I know a lot. This is just my observation, Like, of course, and that's why if the best reviewer, I have never met the best reviewer, but for me the best reviewer is the one who makes his own music, mixes his own music, produces his own music, and reviews audio. That is the best reviewer, because he knows how the instruments and sound. He knows when he mixes it. He knows where he puts the instruments and everything. And then when he reviews a product, he knows if everything is messed up, because he knows how you know what I mean. I have never found that reviewer, but that is going to be the best reviewer of audio. If he mixes his own music and songs and he reviews it using the songs and the tracks that he mixed. I have never met that guy. So yeah. So much for my rant. This hobby is getting boring. Yeah, it's not, because it's just going is like everything is just tuned fine, and everything is like vanilla now. It's everything is vanilla. And that's why I'm doing just the top 10 in here, just to make it, just to remind me that there were good sounding sets before. And like one or two gets replaced if I hear a better one. I need to update this though. I need to put more in the honorable mentions, just because the honorable mentions didn't reach an S. They're probably ranked at like A- or A+. But I feel like it makes more sense just for that added comparison in the future. But yeah. And the thing about when I do covers, the important thing for me is actually the bass impact, and I use the SimGot EA1000 actually for practicing, because I can capture the kick drums quicker. Yeah. Yeah, for me, my kick drums are my metronomes. My kick drum is my metronome. I don't know. Some people said like, others they do their snare as their timing. For me, my kick drums are my time. So that's why I need to feel the impact so I can, it's different though, but for music listening, the volume S is pretty accurate for especially cymbals, and so it is very natural sounding. The stage might be a little bit intimate. Hear me out here. The most accurate stage is actually intimate, because all recording is done in studio. You know what I mean? The most accurate sound stage is intimate, because everything is done in the studio. No one recorded on a freaking concert hall. You know what I mean? So if it sounds intimate, the sound state is probably accurate. So if you say like, oh, the stage is wide, not accurate. Why would it be wide? There was no way a studio would sound wide from a microphone. There's no way. So from that point on, when someone says, yeah, the stage is so wide and airy, nah, you'd know that it's not pretty accurate. And that's the thing with with all the like the Kima 2 sounds intimate, let sure as for me, like most of the sets that I really like doesn't really have an open soundstage. They don't have an open soundstage. They sound intimate because that's how it's done. That was how it's recorded. You know, like they were like on a I don't know 30 by 30 space. The thing about the EA, you don't have to EQ it because there are nozzles. It does take EQ well. So there is a black, and I think the gold is the warmest. Just a different in peak in there. But yeah, you can definitely EQ it. So I think a lot of people are concerned about the 5 to 6 area brightness in here, but with the gold one, there's a little bit of shift in peak in here, but it's warmer overall with the EA1000. I just really like the bass impact on this one here. It is I've never heard an IEM that sounded really close to how a kick drum would sound. And yeah, it's just I don't know if other reviewers were able to notice that. Maybe it's just a drummer thing. But yeah. But I don't use it for listening because yeah, again, it can be a little bit too bright. I don't use this for only for practicing drums. Yeah. Right. I have high hopes for the new Harry. Oh, man, everything is riding the microplanar wagon. Yeah, they're riding the microplanar wagon. Everyone is doing that microplanar thing, so. Yep. Oh yeah, speakers. I wanted to buy the Kanto Auras or Aura Force, but again, there's probably no use case. ESDs are much better. I know ESDs are much better, really, but do you know why people are not really people companies? Because they're cheap. The SPDs are freaking cheap, dude. They started 2 years ago from Chimera. Do you know Chimera releasing the SPD? Do you know the I like that set. Phoenix Call? Dude, I don't know, like the graph looks weird, okay? So, the SPD started from Chimera. They were the ones who patented this technology. At first, it was KZ. Oh, this is a story about it. So at first, KZ, I don't know what their connection is though. Like it feels like KZ is like some kind of like shady company running in the background of all audio industry. But anyhow, KZ, I think they sold the SPD technology, and I think Chimera took it. And the graph is just looks weird. Okay, bear with me, but I really like that. And the Phoenix Call is like what, like $100? It was different. It was a departure from the BAs. They were the ones to implement the microplanar in there, and then some companies were using it here and there. But I think it started this year that they tried to kind of like make it smoother and refined a little bit. They started with the brain dance and also the dusk. No, Blessing 3. I'm sorry, it's a Blessing 3. Blessing 3, and you know, it just followed, and everyone's imagine Phoenix Call releasing the SPD microplanar for $100. It is a very cheap driver. And so I feel like, yeah, Is it the Dusk, not the B3? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the Dusk. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is the Dusk. Dusk 2, right? Dusk 2. Yeah, because the B3, I was still in Japan when I first heard it. Yeah, it is the Dusk 2. Yeah, I remember. So, anyhow, it is a very, very cheap driver. So just imagine how much companies earn with the SPD with very little, I don't know, very little change that they have to make, because maybe it's very easy to control. I don't know. But there has to be a reason why companies are jumping into the SPD bandwagon. There has to be a reason. And I'm pretty sure it's the how much they earn. Uh Sorry about that. Just changing the batteries here. So yeah, it started with Phoenix Call is still good though. I think I have it here. Let me just listen to that again. Phoenix Call. Is it? Ooh, yeah. I miss this guy. Um and they're beautiful too. They're like transparent shells. Yeah, they have that distinct planar something. The QA I have here is Celeste Phoenix Call. They have that distinct planar sound. Do I prefer the microplanet tweeters or branded BA? No, I prefer ESDs. Do I hear a difference between non-branded? Good question. I explained a little bit about it. So the thing about branded, everything comes from a brand, okay? When they say it's non-branded, when you say it's non-branded, so again, there are licensing and patents with every BAs. So for example, BA, I don't know, Knowles, blah 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 blah, and it's supposed to have a frequency graph, okay, and that is patented. Since it is a product, you're not allowed to change that, because that will be against the rule of consumer law or something. It's like it's like you're not allowed to bring food in a restaurant, because if you get stomach sick, if your stomach gets sick, like you can complain to the restaurant or something. So there are probably laws enforced into that. But when they change the tuning on the BAs, that's against the manufacturer's something, right? And so when they custom the BAs, they're gonna remove the name, like Knowles, they're gonna remove that. Or if it from Sonyon, they're gonna remove that. Or they're gonna ask for a permit that this is going to be custom, Knowles custom. Because if they're gonna pay Knowles or Sonyon to do that change, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take the hassle. Sonyons, they have their own production line. Knowles, they have their own production line. They can't do it for you. It's gonna be probably more expensive. The quicker way to do it is just order from them, and then maybe, I don't know, pay for the licensing fee that it's going to be customed. So they can say Knowles custom.
or they will just skip that and they will just say custom BAs. Now, do I hear a difference between branded and non-branded? Probably not. Only because it's coming from the same factory anyway. Do you know what I mean? If when you say Knowles blah 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 and then custom blah blah blah, it's from the same factory. They just changed the dampen material maybe. They can do that. So yeah, it was like a conspiracy all for cash. I understand that because it's everything is about cash. These people are working their asses off too, you know what I mean? And so they work hard, really. They work hard. And these are just small scale companies, you know, like I would be more I would probably criticize more on companies that charge expensive stuff. But the only reason why some boutique companies are charging like $1,000, it's because they don't have a factory. And so, you know, and that's why like these companies like the Juno, they have their own factory. EPZ, they have their own factory. Yeah. So they can charge much lower compared to like boutique brands like Elysian or whatever, or what's this? Seventh Acoustics. They make everything by hand, I guess. And so it makes more sense why they charge it more expensive. Hopefully in the future there will come a point where we can actually create our own earphones. You know, like we just order from the supplier and it's like just building a gunpla or just building a Lego, and you know, you make your own. Yeah, I can actually make my own. Like for example, if I contact EPZ and I say like, hey, I want to make my own brand, I can probably do that. You know, and because they have their own factory, and I just say this is the tuning that I want, I deposit something like my investment, they produce it, and yeah, that's how OEM factories work anyway. That's how OEM factory works, and I think that's a lot for all companies. Like there are only a few companies that have factories in China. I think KZ is one. I think there are only 5, and everything is like most of it they're made from the same factory. Yeah. It's OEM and they have like different names, but they're actually just made from the same factory. And you can do that too. Like anyone can do that too. You just need to have some contact. Moondrop stuff overpriced. Yeah. They're overpriced. They have a very good following, I think, in China. So yeah. Well, anyhow, I think that is it for today, guys. Really appreciate this, you know, the talk. Now that you guys came, Renato and Air and MYYM, thank you so much for being here. I have to hike today. Getting late. Not really. It's really early, 9. So really thanks a lot. Looking forward to my impressions on the Juno 242 and 142. NF Akos NM25 next week. So it's probably going to be around the same time or later. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a Sunday also because I changed my tires that day. Anyhow, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Really, really appreciate the wasted time. Have a great day. Bye for now.